Hello, lovelies. Happy Friday and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and as always, I am your host. So first and foremost, just wanted to put out a little apology. I've been a bit quiet this week. I've had a few things that have needed my full attention. So I've been a bit slack with putting some videos out and, but not even been as consistent on my social media pages. So first and foremost, I just wanted to throw out a cheeky little apology to you. Secondly, this video is, my guides actually told me that I needed to do this video. So for those of you that don't know who I am, obviously my name is Lucy Davis and I am a spiritual mentor to thousands of people around the world. I have a number of different programs that you can tap into. And if you would like to find out any more information, please go to the description below, which actually has my website and some of my key programs there, plus links to all of the free stuff that I do. So I do free videos most days on Instagram, and I do them on Facebook in my group. So please do feel free, if you want to follow a little bit more, or you'd like a little bit more information into who I am and what I do, please do that. There's loads of free stuff out there. That's, I love putting free stuff out for people. So please do go and tap into it. So this video is called D for Discernment. It's not called D for Disclosure. It's not called D for Doomsday or anything like that. No. My guides shared with me probably about 5 days ago now that I really needed to jump on and do another video on discernment. Now, what I tend to do is weave it in and out of other videos. So today I'm going to do one literally on discernment, okay? And I think it's really important right now. So first and foremost, from my perspective, what is discernment? Discernment is you basically making a choice based on how it feels within your body. So if something feels good, you might want to go and do more of that. If something feels a bit scary, you might not want to step into that a little bit more. So it is essentially an ability to judge, to make an informed choice based on how you feel. So why have I been asked to speak about this? Again, because I do bang on about it a lot. So apologies to everybody who's heard me talk about this many, many times. Right now, we are being challenged every which way. We have got sensory overload going on the planet. Now, whether you are pro or anti or pro-choice, or it doesn't matter. Every single person needs to be tapping into their discernment with everything going forwards. Okay. Now, I'm not just talking about the political situation around the world. I mean, everything in your life. If you eat something and it doesn't feel that great to you, or it makes you want to go to sleep, use your discernment to maybe step away from having that again. This needs to be applied to everything in your life. So let's talk about the current situation around the world right now, because I think it's actually a really, really good example of how to use discernment. So me personally, as you guys know, I was a massive part of the truth movement, probably until March of 2021, when I decided to take a step back and evaluate and look at consciousness, which is what my guides were telling me that I should have been doing all the way through. However, in March 2020, I really became somebody that people could lean on, particularly on Facebook. I had a massive following on there before my account got blitzed. And, I was kind of like holding the fort a little bit, making sure that people remained calm. But then there was an element of, my perceived truths I was sharing. And then, like I say, in March 2021, it was kind of like, right, your role there is done now. Now focus on higher consciousness, focus on bringing in the love, focus on being the antenna, focus on being the lighthouse for people to find if they're looking for the way out of wherever they are. So that's what I did. So as I'm sure you can imagine, I have got friends that really, truly believe that Mr. T is coming back to save them. I also have people in my network who believe that Mr. T is, of the dark and whatever. And this is just one scenario. Please, this isn't about that. This is just so that you know how to use your discernment, okay? I can listen to both sides and be like, meh. What will be, will be. And that is me using my discernment. Some people will say I'm delusional because I'm not picking a side. But for me personally, where I am on my journey, and I know where a lot of you guys are looking to get to, is to just be at a place where you have zero attachment to the outcome. Our attachments, and particularly our attachment on being right, is actually what has created a lot of this that we've had to live through, because it's had to come to the surface for us to go, okay, well, we thought we were really right over there. And I'm gonna be really vulnerable with you here. Through 2020, I thought the right thing to do was banging the drum and, you know, doing the protests and stuff. Earlier this year, like I say, it didn't resonate anymore. So I've put my hands up and I've said to my followers, you know what, it doesn't resonate with me anymore. That's not going to be my path anymore. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to say, oh, I really like this, but now actually I think this might be true. That's okay. What I would personally recommend is that you view everything from a space of zero attachment and zero emotion. And then you can say, right, okay, I'm going to sit with this for a little while and discern it. I'm going to make my judgment based on when I'm feeling calm and peaceful. If you're sat there eating a big fat donut and you're really enjoying it, and I walk past and I go, oh my God, that's sugar. You know, this is the most addictive substance on the planet. Did you know how much fat is in there? And I start like verbal diarrheaing all over you. First and foremost, you're going to want to tell me to get stuffed, because you are in the moment of enjoying that emotion and you're getting, you know, your needs met, for want of better words. So for somebody to just walk past and be like, and almost like bat it out of you, of course there is going to be a reaction. That's how humans have been programmed. There is going to be a reaction. So my recommendation is, a donut is a really loose example, bearing in mind what we've got going on around the world. So, you know, but it's just a different example to using politics. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fed up with politics. Like, I just think we need to just like ditch the old systems and start creating the world that we actually would like. But that's just my own personal perspective and belief there. So discernment. D is for discernment. Because you are having an emotional reaction, when you feel that emotional reaction coming up, the best thing you can do is close your mouth. Close your mouth. Go and sit with it for a while. Why do you feel you need to attack? And this is really important for people on social media, okay? If somebody is on their own profile sharing their views, let them be. If you don't like it, it's you that is going to activate your emotions and create your reaction. You could just scroll on past it. There are so many people out there with different beliefs. There are so many people, you know, if you think about how many people are channeling spirits, all sorts of different spirits all around the world, you know, I do it. I know hundreds of people that do it. You know, that's what happens. We all tend to come together and we're not all channeling the same information. So who's right and who's wrong? Who decides that? Exactly. That's funny. A little fly has just arrived and it's just buzzing around. That's really interesting. You might have seen it just shoot across the camera. How do you decide what's right? Who makes that decision? Nobody does. It's our job as light workers and starseeds. It's our job as conscious beings to say, that's a different perspective. Okay, I'm going to sit with that. I'm going to see how that feels to me. Now, the full moon and the moon cycles are a really good example of this. Now, I totally believe that the full moon and all of the moon cycles, to be fair, are used for nefarious activities. I do. I also believe a lot of the astrology is used for nefarious activities. I also think key dates are used for nefarious activities. The more we step into what, you know, is surfacing right now, it's very, very obvious if you are that way inclined to think. However, like anything, you can choose to use it for the good. You can choose to use it for something very special for yourself and for other people. And this is the same with everything. I see people out there, you know, I'm obviously connected with a lot of spiritual people, spiritual mentors, and teachers around the world. And I follow somebody who is absolutely besotted with Christmas, like totally besotted with Christmas, like loves it so much, got their tree up already, you know, everything, they're really excited about it. For me personally, I don't resonate with that frequency. I never have done. It's so bizarre. As a child, I never resonated as it. Birthday, yes, but not Christmas. I didn't feel that it was, I don't know, there was something that felt slightly off with it. Obviously, as I've got older and I've researched, and I now get why I felt that way. But I don't go over to this person and say, oh my God, you do realize this, you do realize that, you do realize. It's up to them what they do. They're on their journey, they're on their path. Who the hell am I to tell somebody what to think? Obviously, people that follow me are interested in my opinions. Obviously, people in my groups on Facebook and things like that are interested in my opinions, hence why they put themselves in close proximity to myself. Doesn't mean we agree. I say to people with every single video, this is my perspective. I'm not saying you have to agree. You go and do your own research. You go and do your own videos. If you have a totally different belief system or whatever, that's absolutely fine. Scroll on past. That's the whole purpose of what we're going through right now. We are dropping the ego and we're saying, okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. I had a really funny scenario, and it's not quite the same, but it's a really funny scenario. Earlier in the week, I was chatting to some guy and he was asking me if I'm near a place. And I was like, but that place is in Cornwall. I don't live anywhere near Cornwall. And we were having a right laugh about it because there's a place of a similar name about 45 minutes from where I am, but I didn't know that. So, and that's exactly the same thing. I didn't say to him, you don't know what you're talking about. That's down in Cornwall. What I said to him is, oh, the only place that I know with that name is Cornwall. Is that where you're talking about? And he was like, no, Lucy, this is where I'm talking about. It was an open dialogue. It was an open conversation. It's not a you're wrong and I'm right. You're doing this, nefarious stuff and I'm right. No, who says you're right? Just because some people like myself on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram are saying our belief system is this, doesn't mean that we're right. It means that we're utilizing the information that we're getting and we're passing it forwards, doesn't mean that we are right. Quite frankly, I have put my hands up so many times in the last 2 years, way before, a lot before, but in the last 2 years, I've put my hands up a lot and said, you know what, I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought this information was coming on a certain day. I was wrong. I'm sorry. It doesn't hurt you to say, actually, maybe I've evolved from my old opinions. Actually, that's really freaking remarkable. That's good growth. That's transformation. Give yourself a round of applause. We are so caught up in this being right and being heard. And these are old paradigms. Everybody that's still regurgitating the old shit to do with like what's been going on for the last 2 years, those people are holding us back. They are literally guiding us into the next round of stuff. Rather than everybody focusing on the world that we want to be living on and us just really whizzing through this next phase that we've got to go through, they're holding us. I told you, see, I told you this was going to happen. Guys, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We've been shown the path. We've been given the information. There are so many people out there that have spoken about it. But right now, I don't know about you, but what I'm doing is I'm using my discernment to say, I don't want to see that stuff. Because we know what's coming, we know what we need to be prepared for, and it's about protecting ourselves and building our immune system. And when people are in fear and when people are in panic and when people are trying to butt heads over whether it's black or white, like that is what's holding us back. That is what is, damaging our immune system. So I don't buy into it. Anybody says something, thanks for your perspective, and then I move on. Simple as that. Just not interested in engaging in it. It doesn't mean that I think that I'm right. It just means that I'm not going to get caught into a difficult conversation. And that's because my discernment says, let it go loose. There are other scenarios where I will make sure that I get a resolution. Please don't get me wrong. This is not about me not having boundaries. Two totally different things. My discernment says, this doesn't feel good to me, so I'm not going to look at it. My discernment says, this could be a potentiality. And actually, as you guys know, I speak with Michelle Fielding a lot. And I know a few of you are very frustrated because I haven't done a video with her yet, but all in good time. Hopefully I'm seeing her in a few weeks. So fingers crossed, we will be able to get to that at some point. You know, divine timing, it will happen when it happens. So Michelle and I have been speaking for a long time, you know, about stuff that we're channeling, stuff that maybe isn't quite ready to go out. And what we tend to do is we share stuff with each other, and we don't say, no, that's different to what I channeled, so no, I'm not going to go with that. And actually I got a message from her either yesterday or the day before, and she was like, Lucy, I've got some new information, and actually it would appear that what you said about X, Y, and Z, you know, what you channeled could actually be, in fact, be right. Okay, so let's embrace this journey. When I channel stuff, I have got no idea what it's about, where it's come from, the truth behind it. I just trust my guides, and I trust the fact that if I share some information and it goes wrong, I need to, you know, and I have to apologize. I need that humbling experience. I just trust that. I just trust it. I don't think that the world is out to get me. And this is where our discernment is so incredibly important, ladies and gents. Remember, D is for discernment. We don't need the disclosure. Yes, it would be really nice for our egos, right? But we don't need that. Let's step into and activate this thing that people call intuition and allow it to help you make some really sensible decisions. You don't need to block people or unfollow people if they've got a difference of opinion to you. All you need to do is say, okay, I'm actually going to sit with that for a little while, and it might take a month, it might take 6 months. I've had loads of people actually that have, I'm going a bit all over the place today, aren't I? You can tell I'm like, just channeling all this information. So probably about a year, 18 months ago, like I said, I had a huge following on Facebook. I had 5,000 friends and 26-ish thousand followers. So you can imagine that's a huge amount of people. And every day my videos would go viral. Every day, you know, I would piss somebody off by the message that I was delivering. In fact, I'd probably piss off a lot of people a day, but you know, that's part of my job. And I will share more on that because I had a very interesting conversation last night that I will share more on. So, you know, and I used to get this, and I hate upsetting people. Like, I really don't like it. It's one of my, I really don't like upsetting people, but I also know what I'm here to do on this planet. And I am here to help anybody that wants to break through from the shackles, break through from the shackles. So of course, that involves triggering people, bringing up old emotions, triggering people to take the action to do the healing work. I've had many people over the months and over the years say to me, oh my God, I hated you a year and a half ago. I blocked you. Then, you know, blah, blah, blah. And after a few months, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm getting it. Now, below, comment. It doesn't matter if it was me or if it was somebody else, but has anybody done that to you before? And you've gone, right, that's it. I'm not speaking to you anymore. And then maybe a month down the line, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, 2 years down the line, you're like, oh, wow, maybe there was some truth in that. It's because you have evolved. Don't judge yourself for that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Forgive yourself. The first step to this path that we are all on is D for discernment. Ladies and gents, please start using it. Please start stepping into your vulnerability. Please know how important you are as a piece of this puzzle. We're in this together. We're doing it. We're doing it for the kids. Remember, D is for discernment. Ladies and gents, I am going to link back to the full moon video, which has got some really important information on just to do with the energies. Happy full moon, everybody, and I will catch you in the next video. Lots of love.